Thank you for being with us. I'm really, as I said, having a hard time reconciling these photos of 3-year-old top boy Elijah View with what Brittany Schmidt from WBAY and Dr. Erin Kimmerly are saying. Did you hear Kimmerly just state that after, many weeks, that the remains would take on the appearance of the brush, the overgrowth? The little boy just vanished into the leaves and the debris. It's just hard for me. I mean, Karen, you were with me raising the children, and you remember them at age 3. I mean, they're this big, they're completely defenseless, and thinking about this child's remains blending in with the foliage, I'm just having a really hard time reconciling that all those words would be in the same sentence, Karen Stark.
And think about it, Nancy, you're talking about a 3-year-old, and they're saying that she sent him to her boyfriend, lover, whoever he was, because she wanted him to be a man. A 3-year-old should be a man. And that's the kind of unrealistic expectations you find in parents who are neglectful. We don't know the full story.
Unrealistic.
Something is very wrong.
Whoa. Unrealistic? What? Unrealistic to expect a 36-month-old child to be, quote, a man? What kind of man? Can I see the convict lover? Let me see him. So this is the guy that mommy sends her child. Okay, him. He's got a rap sheet as long as I-75, and she sends her tiny tot to him? I mean, what?
And Nancy, he's blaming her.
I'm actually without words, Karen Stark.
He's blaming her. He's saying that it's her fault because she wanted him to be the one to teach this boy to be a man and respect him and discipline him. And this little boy was essentially tortured.
Oh, by the way, every one of these are rap sheet photos. They're mug shots. Yes, all are mug shots. And mommy, in her maternal wisdom, sends her child, her little baby boy, alone with this guy, who, I might add, has not been charged with murder. Average snowfall, Feb, 11 inches in 2 rivers. Mommy, don't. Is she actually smiling in that? This is for child neglect after her child goes missing, after basically torture camp with her felon lover. Listen to more of what Police Chief Minert says.
The remains found by the hunter and recovered by law enforcement were taken to the Wisconsin Crime Lab for DNA testing to identify the person. It is with a heavy heart that I announce to you today those remains were identified as Elijah Vu. With that news and following this briefing, the Amber Alert will be canceled.
To Dr. Erin Kimmerly, again joining us, forensic anthropologist. Dr. Kimmerly, by this point, let's see, there are, I believe, 206 bones in the human body, and you said the area had to be excavated very carefully. We also heard from Police Chief Ben Minert that the remains, by the time law enforcement got there to this remote area, it was nighttime. So the area had to be roped off and protected, and a night search ensued. Those are really hard. I remember watching the night search for Kelly Anthony's remains, Kelly, almost 3, in a swampy area about 10 houses away from Top Mom Casey Anthony's home. And there were tents, there were bright lights like you'd see at maybe a movie premiere, shining everywhere, because you want to get every one of those 206 bones. Why is that so critical? And what do you mean by, quote, excavation, your word?
Yeah. So, and it's important to remember when we talk about the skeleton, there's 206 bones in the adult body. Children have many more because their bones are growing and fused together. They fuse together throughout childhood. So a little guy who's about 3 to 4 years old is going to have over 300 bones in his body.